Hey guys, today we're going to go over area management. So area management is extremely important when doing solar. Solar is a career. You want to be able to be in your city for years, if not forever. You want to be able to sit there and work in your area, build up more customers in your city, get to know more people, get referrals, um, yada, 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 to really just be the most effective you can when it comes to solar. So the first thing you need to understand when you're doing area management is just kind of how people buy things. People buy things on a curve. So I'll try and draw this. Look a little crude, but that's okay. So it's there. So everyone's going to fit somewhere along this here curve when they buy things. 15% of the population. So over here, 15. That looks really bad. 15% of the population. These guys are be innovators. So innovators are guys that are pretty much waiting out, in tents in front of Best Buy, trying to get the newest thing. They got the newest thing. The very far end spectrum of the innovators are trying to get the newest thing before it even comes out, right? And they fit somewhere along this spectrum, but that's pretty much what it is. They like to get the new stuff. The second group of people, which makes up about 35% of the population. So now, again, this is with my mouse here, so it looks bad. But 35% of the population, these guys would be considered early adopters. So early adopters are people that will buy things, when they're pretty new, but not right when they come out. I would actually consider myself an early adopter. I generally have the newest iPhone and all that, but I don't buy the day it comes out. I wait till it's been out a few months, maybe. I've already had some innovators get it. The innovators have already left some reviews, that I can look over, and I can feel pretty comfortable, with going ahead and buying one that I know it's going to be good. I don't have to take as much risk. It's also a big way to view this as essentially people's risk appetite when buying new products. Your next section, which is also 35%, I'm not going to draw it out because it looks bad. These are going to be late adopters. So late adopters, let's pretend they almost never have the newest, right? They don't have the newest iPhone or whatever. Maybe they have an older version, or Android or whatever. They're kind of up to date. However, they're just pretty slow at adapting to new things. They really don't like risk. They don't like taking risks on new stuff. They want to make sure 100% that's been around a long time and is truly 100% good before they go ahead and jump on board. And the last part, which is that last 15%. These are stragglers. Stragglers are people that just, they're really slow. They're just really, really slow. They have to know. They have almost no risk tolerance. They have to know 100% for sure this thing is good, not just good, but good enough to go out of your way to get it. And the very, very end of the spectrum, they're just getting a cell phone. Right? I mean, they're just really far down on the list where they just don't even like change, even if it's better, it's just like, I'm just happy with how it is, kind of thing, right? So when you're selling, you gotta realize this graph, right? When you're out there selling, solar is generally a new thing, generally a fairly new thing, when you're selling. And so if you walk up to a straggler and you're trying to sell the guy solar, your odds of succeeding, if he doesn't know anyone else that's done it, is pretty much zilch. No matter how good the product is, no matter how good it looks, no matter what, this guy's pretty much just going to be like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like it looks really good. I just, I'm too worried. I want to see a few other people get it first, whatever. He won't even say that. Sometimes they'll just be like, look it over and they'll just say, yeah, it looks really good. I just need to think about it. What that means is he's just worried. His risk tolerance is not high. He likes it. He wants it. Everything seems to look good. His risk tolerance is high. There's not enough people that's done it to make him feel comfortable, to move forward. So when you're selling door to door, you need to make sure you understand that. So I'll try to draw this out as best I can. I'm not super great at this drawing thing. But let's pretend these are streets right here. So this is a street, and then I'll have a cross street come over here. Another cross street over here, another cross street over here. Then there's another street. So this is a few blocks, right, with all these streets going on. So let's pretend I'm driving. I'm going to go ahead and do blue for houses, or walking the neighborhood. This guy, here's a house here, house, house. I'm just going to go ahead and put houses out here for you guys. So you're walking. As you're walking, you knock one. This guy says no. This guy says no. And then you get a guy that says yes. This guy says yes. So he's pretty interested. He's an innovator, right? He says, yeah, I'm pretty interested in going solar. This looks good. You get the proposal requested with this guy. Once you get that proposal requested, don't knock the houses around. I like to leave a 5-house radius. So in other words, you'll count down, essentially 1, 2, 3, 4. You probably go down to this street, 5 houses if he's on the corner. And then you'll start knocking over here. The reason that is if you close him, you'll come back. And now the odds of you closing those people around him just went up a lot, right? Let's pretend he's an innovator. Now the people right around him, seeing their neighbor did it, an early adopter will see that a neighbor did it, and now they'll feel a lot more comfortable, moving forward. So essentially all those odds of you getting those people are much higher. They're like, okay, yeah, well, my neighbor got it, now an early adopter might hop on. Now you snag 1 or 2 more of the early adopters, you do the same thing. You snag 1 more guy, you leave it again. You come back. Now you have 2 guys on the streets. Now when you're knocking, you might even be able to snag a late adopter. If you have 2 or 3 people that he knows personally, neighbors that he trusts, his risk factor is going to be really low, and he's going to be on board to go ahead and do it. And he's going to go, oh yeah, I know a bunch of people that have already done it. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and sign up for it. So it's very, very important that you don't go ahead and get this, guy that's interested. And then right as you do that, just keep going and keep hitting all these houses, essentially just, bumping these out of the way. You don't want to keep knocking the street when you get a PR on that street, a proposal requested. You want to leave it alone, and you want to come back when it's installed, or if the guy cancels, then come back then and try and get more. But you essentially leave it alone for a little while. That's so that way when you come back, you have the ability to get a significant amount more closes than you would have. Now, the one caveat to this whole equation, I'll just let you guys know right up front, is tracking. You need to use Legion, Sales Rabbit, or whatever we're using at the time. You need to track your area. Due to this, a lot of times it takes a month, sometimes even 2 months before a person's like installed and all going. And you're going to want to be able to come back a month from now to this street. And you're going to want to know exactly who you've spoken to, exactly what happened a month ago. In this whole month, you've already been knocking other places. You've already been going around, and you won't remember. You won't remember. You won't remember what happened. You won't remember who you talked to. And it's very, very important that you kept track of that somewhere. Guys that don't keep track of that kind of stuff, they're generally burned out or exhausted out of their area, usually fairly quickly. After a month, they're kind of done, and then they can't remember. That's very demoralizing. So they're going and trying to knock doors, and you knock one you've already knocked. You're just wasting your time. That's horrible. It's very, very important that you keep track of that. Take notes, keep track of pins, so you know when you come back exactly who you can knock, exactly who to go to. I'd say that's the biggest reason you essentially want to space out your area and keep track. That's pretty much it. Thanks, guys.